Welcome into the WKBN.com WKBN Plus Digital Studio. I'm WKBN News Director Jason Vinkler. We are following news today out of Austintown, where officials are about to give an update on the building explosion that happened there on Saturday. Let's listen in live right now.
Restoration work. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our fire department Chief Dave Surtzer and Assistant Chief Tom O'Hara to discuss some of the operations that occurred there this week.
Good afternoon. Residents. I'm sorry. Residents were contacted by Floor to come in to get their personal belongings, and transportation arrangements were made if they needed them. We want to express our sincere gratitude to all of the volunteers, the public safety forces, our local EMA partners, and all of our community support agencies for all of their assistance with this process. We could not have done any of this without everyone working together. And with that, I'm going to turn over to Assistant Chief O'Hara to give an update as far as the numbers of people in the accounts of yesterday and today with them getting their belongings.
Over yesterday and today, the residents were escorted into the apartment building to retrieve some small belongings in a small vessel that can be carried by the escort, usually. Tuesday, we went to floors 2, 6, and 7 because those were the least damaged, so there was no extra work that needed to be done on those floors. Today, we went to floors 3, 4, and 5 because there was more damage done on those floors. It gave the construction time to kind of clear some debris, put up some safety barriers. In total, 128 residents were assisted, or apartments were accessed, I should say, and 133 individuals were assisted. The numbers are different because sometimes there was multiple people in a unit, or somebody might not have been able to access their apartment. In total, $45,960 in financial assistance was given out by the American Red Cross.
With that, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Dan Birch to discuss our police department security plans going forward and our zero tolerance for trespassing at this site as the contractor attempts to make repairs.
The property owners have contracted the Austintown Police Department for site security until further notice. The purpose of this is to first and foremost keep authorized personnel safe while on the property and to protect the interests of the property owner as well as the unattended property of the tenants that still remain. The property is fenced in surrounding to limit access to the area only to authorized personnel. Any access must be arranged with the property owner and confirmed with a member of the Austintown Police Department, which will be on site 24 hours a day. Any unauthorized access will result in arrest and criminal charges. This will be a zero tolerance policy. Again, no unauthorized access will be permitted. This will be in place and enforced by the Austintown Police Department or an authorized agency until further notice.
Yesterday, I was able to meet with a representative of management at the property, and the representative informed me of the following. He mentioned that they will assist residents in relocating any HUD subsidies or vouchers, so they'll work with other apartment complexes that are eligible residents to help those residents find a more permanent place to stay. He said that they will coordinate the retrieval of large medical devices, such as battery-operated wheelchairs, starting the week of December 1st. We discussed bringing in some movers or lifts as all of the elevators in the building are inoperable. We also discussed that the landlord will be responsible for reuniting larger property with tenants, so that'll be their responsibility to coordinate that with the tenants as they find alternate housing. We also discussed mail. Any mail that was left in the mailboxes in the facility has been removed and returned to the post office, where it can be claimed by residents or forwarded from their post office. They're encouraged to get in touch with the local post offices to make those arrangements. And finally, we reached an agreement that as of 10 p.m. tonight, the township funded security will end and the detail will be turned over to the building owner to provide that security. At this time, their plan is to provide that through contracted services of police officers here in Austintown. But they're taking over responsibility for site security, which, as Lieutenant Burge mentioned, includes the contents of those apartments, and it is their responsibility to keep those safe. At this time, I'm going to turn the microphones over to Trustee Santos, who is going to discuss some of the resolutions we passed Saturday night in regards to cost recovery from our state and federal partners.
Thank you, everybody. We've obviously been in contact daily since the very first moment with our legislators, both state and federal. So we've been in contact with Congressman Rulli, and despite the loss of Congressman Rulli's father, which our thoughts and prayers reach out to him and his entire family in this time of need, he has been very diligent in ensuring that he's in constant communication with us and whatever he can do to help out the residents. His role in this is assisting to ensure those HUD vouchers transfer with these residents to wherever it is they may be. Some other places we've done is the reason why we did the declaration of emergency Saturday night. It opens up a wide variety of other funding sources that we may not necessarily be able to reach into without doing that. One said is from the Department of Development. So we actually just this afternoon, I think each of you have a copy of it, we sent a letter out to all the legislators involved, as well as the Department of Development, seeking assistance to help recoup some of those costs that we incurred to ensure our residents get on their feet as quickly as possible. We will, even though we, as our administrator stated, we're definitely going to be at the forefront of this. We'll definitely be in constant contact with all parties to ensure everything is taken care of as quickly as possible. And if anyone has any questions, they can definitely get a hold of us at any time, at any moment. Trustee Brucheppas?
Sure. Thank you, Robert. Thanks, everyone, for coming out this evening and to keep everyone abreast of the situation. So on behalf of Austintown Township Board of Trustees and our support services, we cannot express how proud and thankful we are to our local businesses, restaurants, for their staff they provided, literally staff, supplies, and meals for the residents of the Phoenix House, as well as our support personnel. There are just simply too many that contributed to name. And I looked over the list earlier, and I just thought I'd be taking up the next 20 minutes of your time. But we appreciate each and every one of you that helped. In addition, we are also deeply grateful for the support of our neighboring communities. Sheriff Green, especially, who stepped up in providing fire, EMS, security, and additional services. This includes WRTA and the Austintown schools for their assistance in transporting our residents to a safe harbor. As an elected official, and more importantly, as an Austintown taxpayer, I couldn't be more proud to be part of this Mahoning Valley. And I hope we all, and you all, feel the same way. Thank you.
In closing, I'm going to address a few items. The first item is the Austintown Studio Apartments has restored a phone number that residents can utilize to coordinate with them. Again, you know, I stress that this is for their former residents to get in touch with them. It is 330-792-1913. Secondly, this is going to conclude our regular briefings. at the appropriate time, we will post the fire report and the fire marshal's report to the resources tab of our website, where you'll be able to review a public record copy of that. We see that tab being active for the foreseeable future. And finally, you know, we recognize that the needs of the displaced are going to go on for quite some time. If you're able to support them in any fashion, we encourage you to do so through the official link under the Resources tab on the Austintown Township website, to make a financial contribution to the United Way. That is the official donation point for them, so that'll ensure that the money's going where it was intended to go. With that, I think we're available for a few brief questions, but there are no updates from yesterday's briefing or Monday's briefing regarding the status of patients.
Regarding the investigation itself, any more clarity on like what may have sparked this, the source of that?
No, we don't have any more information at this time. Yesterday and today's focuses have been just purely on helping the residents get their belongings. The insurance company will be out in the coming week, and I'm sure it'll continue from there.
The assistance that you're requesting from the Department of Development, is it really just financial assistance, or is there any other like logistical or resources that you're seeking from them?
I mean, it's not just for the local community, it's also for the residents itself. So it's pretty much more of a broad request saying, hey, we had this tragic incident happen here in the township. Here's some of the costs that have occurred from all entities, from Austintown to the county to EMS to United Way to Red Cross. It's a whole wide variety. I could sit here for like 20 minutes listing them all off, but these type of funding sources to help offset some of these costs. Because obviously it takes time for the money to funnel down to where it needs to go, which is why we're here. We're going to ensure that our residents are taken care of. So it's just, like I said, wide variety. Whatever is needed, they will hopefully be able to send some money our way to recoup some of those costs.
Rob, do you have any kind of estimate on what this event has cost the township, the community in general?
There is no actual close. I mean, you probably do a ballpark. You're looking upwards to, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, probably like upward in a few $100,000. Just for, I mean, you think about it, you got overtime, you got the labor, you got overtime, you have some of the supplies we had to use, anywhere from gas to labor to food for our residents. And then there'd be more further costs down the line when it comes to construction, some of the expenses the fire departments had to occur. So there really isn't no ballpark figure at this time. I'd be guessing right now, and I prefer not to do that.
Really, at this time, we're still going to be calculating those for weeks to come. We have a lot of things that were provided by different businesses, costs to be worked out. It was a very fluid situation, and the cooperation and generosity of businesses and just here, you know, go take care of people. We'll worry about that, you know, when we get there is really overwhelming. But you know, now we're going to begin some work here to calculate those costs and go into a cost recovery mode at the appropriate point.
You know how many officers you're going to have out there?
It'll be one post, 24 hours a day, one officer. They'll work in shifts, you know, a guy for 8 hours, a guy for 6 hours, wherever it can be.
How many floors total was that building?
7. The first floor, there's no residents. Just 2 through 7.
Do you know how many, this might be a dumb question to ask, do you know how many units were not accessible, like because of the damage?
Yes, we do know that. We had that earlier today when we were doing the operations, and I apologize, I don't have that with me at the moment.
Was that what Neff was marking down? I saw this paper, not my area to comment, but roughly 15 apartments I think he had written down where they weren't going to provide access to residents at this time.
Yeah, he had 15, and then it was around that number. And then we went back and did some further checking, and we were able to get firefighters only into some of those units to retrieve items for the residents. We just weren't comfortable letting residents go into those units. So there was really maybe 6-ish, I would say, that were totally inaccessible.
Any other questions?
All right. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So you have been watching an update out of Austintown on the apartment explosion that happened on Saturday. Officials, trustees, the township administrator, the fire and police chiefs gave an update on what was happening there. We're going to welcome you back in now to the WKBN Plus Digital Studio. I'm WKBN News Director Jason Vinkler. Just some of the highlights of what was talked about today. In the last 24 hours or so, officials have gotten to 128 apartments to retrieve some belongings for the people who lived there. 133 people were assisted in that recovery situation. We found out today that the building owners will start to pay for building security now. The Township Police Department, Austintown Police, will still be securing the building, but as later tonight, the costs of the security will switch over to the owners of the building. They'll be contracting with the department to provide 24-hour security to make sure the belongings are safe for all of the residents who live there, so their things don't get taken. We also heard about some of the plans to recover some of the other belongings of those residents. They will be working with the owners of the buildings. Up until today, by the way, they were referring to this as the Phoenix House Apartments. Today they called it the Austintown Studio Apartments. I've seen both names out there. But if you heard Austintown Studio Apartments, that's the name that the township administrator Mark Dapolito referred to it as today, but in the past it's been called the Phoenix House Apartments. If you're familiar with the area, this is on Meridian Road near Interstate 680. There's a tall apartment complex, 7 stories tall. They're right near 680 on Meridian. That's the building we're talking about. So those are some of the things happening. Just to update you too, yesterday we found out some of the situation about the people who were hurt. One person is at Cleveland Metro Hospital in critical condition who was treated there. One person was treated and admitted to the hospital and has been released. Another person was admitted and is in stable condition, is expected to be released. 10 people were treated and released from the emergency department. So right now, as of our latest update, 2 people remain in the hospital from that explosion. We can take a look at the video here one more time. This is what the scene was on Saturday. You can see walls blown out, windows blown out, a refrigerator hanging off an edge here. This building just rocked that apartment complex, and now these folks can't go back home right now. The owners of the building are working to retrieve belongings. It's their responsibility. They're going to work with the tenants of that building to retrieve their belongings. The Austintown Police Department, or the Austintown Township, has been kind of coordinating that. They released a phone number, and this is for tenants only. If they want to contact the property management at Austintown Studio Apartments. So if you lived in that building and you're watching this right now, write this phone number down. We'll also post it on WKBN.com. The number there, 330-792-1913. Again, that's if you live in the Austintown Studio Apartments or Phoenix House, to contact management with any questions and to coordinate things going forward. That's the phone number. I'll give it to you one more time, 330-792-1913. So those are some of the updates here. We are putting together this information. We'll have more for you on WKBN 27 First News at 5 and 6. This is one of a number of big stories we're following today. Another Insight Trumbull Memorial Regional Hospital has closed their emergency department again. They were cited by the Ohio Department of Health. So that the emergency room operations have been suspended at Insight Trumbull. That's in Warren. And also we're following breaking news out of Washington, D.C. where 2 National Guardsmen were shot near the White House. This developing story there. We'll have the latest on that on 27 First News at 5. For now, reporting from the WKBN Plus digital studio, I am WKBN News Director Jason Vinkler. Thank you for joining us. We're going to send you back to regular programming.
This has been a special report from WKBN 27 First News. We now return you to regular programming.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching the WKBN 27 First News YouTube channel. If you want more video news, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the WKBN 27 First News app for breaking news alerts.